Okay, so credit card stacking. This will be a good one. So I'm gonna go over what it is, how to do it, why people do it, when it's a good idea, bad idea, basically, and if you don't know how to do it, how to learn, and I'll give you a play in this video just as an example. So like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content. But anyway, credit card stacking. What is credit card stacking? It should be obvious by the name, and if you click this video, you probably already know what stacking is. So shout out to you. You might just be looking for a play, and I'm gonna give you a standard generic play, but then I'm gonna tell you how to get more plays. So basically, the idea is what you're doing is you're stacking credit cards, so you're getting multiple credit cards instead of getting one credit card. You're getting five, you're getting 10, you're getting however many. The point is, if you get approved for a credit card, let's say you go to a bank, right, and they approve you for $1,000 credit card, or let's say you're pre-approved for $1,000 credit card. So this bank will give you $1,000 credit card. Guess what? Guess what another bank will do? Probably give you $1,000 credit card. So if you can get it from one bank, you can probably get it from another. Now the problem is you can't just apply for credit cards willy nilly. You can't just apply for a credit card today, then another one tomorrow, then another one the next day, then another one. Like they set up the system so that shit doesn't work, right? If when you apply for credit, you the majority of the time get what's called an inquiry, a hard inquiry, or a hard pull on your credit, right? That's to show other banks, other lenders, hey, this motherfucker's applying for credit. So he just got money. So he opened up some new credit. He got some new debt, right? So it tells them, oh, you just got a card. Let me chill off you. The way that this works and the reason it works is because what you're gonna do is you're gonna either there's multiple ways to do it. Is different. It depends on the situation, but I'll give you the simple way that a lot of people do. You apply for all the cards at the same time, or you apply for all the cards that are going to get pulled the same way at the same time. So what the fuck does that mean? Well, when most banks and lenders pull your credit report, they pull one of them. Some of them pull two, some of them pull three. Fucking Capital One. Um, but yeah, a lot of them just pull one, and there are three major credit bureaus. If you're not familiar, it's Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. There's more, but those are the three you need to know and care about. So those three main credit bureaus, they're gonna pull your credit from when you apply for a credit card. They're gonna either pull from one, two, or three. Most pull from one. So if you know who pulls from where, then you can say, okay, these two are gonna pull from TransUnion. I'm gonna get some TransUnion cards first, then I'm gonna go to Equifax, then I'm gonna go to Experian. So instead of, and even if you just did one, you could get three credit cards in one day instead of getting one, right? That's like the lower end of it, right? So that's the base idea of credit card stacking. Now, why would you do this? Some people are gonna say, bro, that's just gonna get you in a ton of debt. You're just gonna open a bunch of credit cards, max them all out, and be broke again. That's what you're gonna do if you're undisciplined, if you're stupid, if you're lazy, like if you're like you know what I mean, if you're living paycheck to paycheck and looking for a quick fix. If you're the type of nigga to get addicted to crack, sure, you'll probably do that. But if you're somebody with a brain with discipline and intelligence, what you're gonna do is build your credit up, and this is the precursor to this, right? You really shouldn't do this. You shouldn't stack unless you have at least decent credit. If your credit is bad, stacking is stupid. You're gonna stack up a bunch of $200, $500 credit cards. The fuck's that gonna do, right? It's not really a good idea. It's not really optimal. It's not really gonna do much for you. But if you can get your credit to at least the mid 600s, like I've talked about before, you can start getting high limit credit cards, 1,000, 5,000. Now, if you stack five 1,000 cards, that's a lot different than five $200 cards, right? That's five bands to one band. Now, let's say you start getting $5,000 cards and then you stack those. You get five of those, that's 25 bands. And if you just do two, you can get six cards. So let's say you get six $5,000 cards. That's $30,000 instead of five, right? Huge difference. And then you can take that $30,000 to do something with it. Or you can just have $30,000 in available credit, which will help your utilization. Now, the downside to this, obviously, you're getting in a ton of debt, so you either don't blow it or when you spend it on something that makes money. The downside to this is if you do this on the personal side, if you stack a bunch of personal credit cards, you'll probably get a decent amount of inquiries, but you're going to open up a shit ton of credit cards in a short amount of time. So if you're with an institution like Chase or you want to get with an institution like them, they're going to cut you off once you get to five credit cards. Like you can only get five credit cards within 2 years, and then Chase will never approve you for anything. So if you want to get, and they have some good cards, and that's a good institution you want to get with. So I would say before you do this, get with them. And if you're doing personal credit stacking, cool, nothing really wrong with that. But if you want to like stack to like 50K, 100K, and then spend it, your utilization is gonna be in the toilet, right? So that's gonna actually hurt you in the long run. unless you make the money back and then you pay it back down. Cool. What most people do for credit card stacking, they do it on the business side, right? Business stacking business credit is a little more, well, probably a lot more efficient. Like I said, you can stack personal, you can run up 100 bands on personal credit cards. You can do that, and you can crash out that $100,000 if you want to do that. As long as you have a play to make money off of it. Because if you don't, and you just like burn your personal credit, basically, you're fucked. You'll have to rebuild and restart from fresh, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass. But if you do it on the business side, then not only is it gonna be like if you fuck up and your business fails and all of that type of shit, it'll hurt your business more than you personally. Not only is that a thing, like it will come back to you personally, but it's your business burning. Like you're like it's a little different, trust me. But also your utilization is not affected, right? Because when you're spending on the business credit side, it doesn't report to your personal credit unless you get some shitty Capital One business cards, which you shouldn't get. So it won't report to your personal side. So you can run up all the money and then still be doing whatever you want on your personal side. Also, with stacking business credit, you don't have to do it the same way as personal credit. So this is what I meant earlier when I said there's like a couple other ways to do it. With business credit, if you're PGing, which is you should be doing, which everybody's doing, motherfuckers saying EIN only business credit cards. Cool if you have hella money already, a successful business already. But if you don't, if you're a startup, a new entrepreneur, like a lot of us are, you're gonna want a PG. You're gonna want to build up your personal credit, use that to personally guarantee some business credit. But because you're doing it that way, when you apply for business credit, they're pulling your personal credit. Then that personal or that business credit card is not reporting to your personal credit report, so you can just get the inquiry wiped off. Like you can just get it removed. Like you can just go through the. And if y'all want to know how to remove inquiries, tell me. I'll fucking make a video about how to do that. But it's very easy to do, which is why some people like me talk about it like it's nothing. Like, hey, just get that shit swept off and you're good, because you can do that. So anyway, you can get the inquiry removed and then double back. So like, remember when I was saying do 222 or 111 for each credit bureau when you apply for credit cards? Well, with business credit, you don't. I mean, sure you can do that, but you don't even got to. You can apply for one credit card. Let's say you go to Experian, right? Apply for one business credit card, get approved, cool. Get the card. A couple of days later, call them, get it removed. Go to Experian again, or go to another bank that pulls Experian again. Like you can just keep. You can go to like you don't really need a sequence to it. Experian is the easiest to get inquiries removed from. You can from TransUnion and Equifax easily too. It's just a different method. The Experian method is literally 2-3 minutes of effort and it's done within 1 to 3 days. The other method is a little more energy, but it's still easy to do. But anyway, while we're talking about stacking, I want to give y'all an example of a credit card stacking play on the personal side. And again, if you don't know, let's say you don't know how to figure out anything, like I show you some cards before I even show you, because let's say I show you the cards and you can't get them right. You want to look at some cards that are better for you in your situation. You want to see data points, right? You want to see what somebody else's score was, what their situation was, and what they got approved or denied for, like the amount. I got you. So we're gonna run you a little example here. So first of all, you want to go to this site right here, credit boards. Before you do anything, right? Let's say you want to apply for credit cards, or you think you want to apply for credit cards, go to this site, credit boards, and then you click this and go to credit pools. So this is where people tell you, hey, I applied for this, got approved and denied. Here was my score. Here's what they pulled. So basically, you scroll down, look, Wells Fargo, they pulled Experian. Was I approved? Yes. My score was 788. I got 20 bands on the active cash card. So this is a really good way. It's a good resource. It's like community ran. So it's like everybody applying for credit cards and they're telling you their experience, right? And yes, you're not getting 100% proof, but it's thousands and thousands of people all over the world doing this, and there's no reason to lie. And when the information keeps adding up and adding up and adding up, and we're verifying it over and over, it's good information. So if you ever want to learn, like, oh, how do I figure out what bank this card, what credit bureau this bank pulls, right, for this card? Here's a good way to do it. Now let's get a little bit into an actual play. So when you do credit card stacking, right? When you do credit card stacking, you want to start with the cards that do pre-approvals. There are a lot of them, pre-approval, pre-qualify, whatever. You want to start with those because you never want to apply for credit cards that you don't know you're going to get. Like, you want to be shocked when you get denied. You don't want it to be like, well, I get it, will I not? Oh, well, let's see. Like, no, you want to be super confident. Like, I'm gonna fucking get this card, and if they decline you, you're like, what the hell? Like, you want to do that. So you want to start with the cards that do pre-approvals for sure. So almost all the cards I'm about to show you have pre-approvals, but I'm gonna start with one that a lot of people talk about, and for good reason. That'll be the Apple Card. I've talked about the Apple Card before, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. But the Apple Card is really good for a stacking play because you can get the Apple Card. Not only will they pre-approve you, show you your limits and all that shit, you can get this card without even getting an inquiry. Like, it's totally possible. You apply, you get approved before you accept it. You freeze all three of your credit reports like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. They're gonna pull your TransUnion, but freeze all three just to be safe. Then you accept the offer. Then they'll give you the card. Leave it freezed. I've seen some people say a week, some people say 30 days. However long you want to leave it frozen, just to be safe. But that's a method right there for y'all. And Apple is, yeah, they give high limits too. Like, Apple gives high limits. If you have decent income, don't ever put that you're making like 40K on a credit card application. That's way too. Maybe 40K isn't too low, but I would never put less than 60. Just to give you a little insight. Then we have the GM Rewards card. Apply with no impact to your credit score. This is a pre-approval. They also pull TransUnion. I've seen some people say the Apple Card hack, the thing that I just told you about for no inquiry, works for this card. I've seen some people say it doesn't. I don't know, so be wary with that. Then we also have Navy Federal. You can pre-qualify for their cards too. As you see, do you pre-qualify? Navy Federal will pull your TransUnion. Navy Federal gives high ass limits. So you could do something like go for the Apple Card, get it with no inquiry. Then when it's time to apply, you pre-approve for these two, the GM and the Navy Fed. Boom, that's two TransUnion cards. You get approved for both. Lock down your TransUnion. Then you move over to Equifax. Equifax, we got DCU Credit Union. Now, I don't know that they do pre-approvals at DCU. I don't see it on their site, but I know for a fact that they pull Equifax exclusively. So you can have them lined up. Then you can go to PenFed. Also, PenFed pulls Equifax exclusively. You can pre-qualify for their cards, right? So you can pull up PenFed, try to pre-qualify. If they say you do, you can fire off these two. And let's say you're not comfortable with this. I don't know about pre-qualifying. You can go to Citi. Citi does pre-qualify, as you can see right here. Now, Citi pulls Equifax, but I've heard sometimes they pull Experian. Can be a little weary, but they do pull Equifax at least half of the time. So that's why I kind of have them as an extra third option just to kind of be in. But if you're not comfortable with DCU not pre-qualifying, but you can go for these two. Try to go for all three if you can. But yeah, if you're gonna apply for multiple cards, I would say try to apply for them at the exact same time. Like, have two tabs open, click, click. I know some people said don't use that method. You don't gotta do it like that, but I'm just telling you what I've seen and what I've heard and what I've seen work. Okay, so that's two credit bureaus locked down. Boom, boom, done. Then we move to Experian, American Express, Amex. Y'all know about Amex. Even if you don't know about Amex, you know about Amex. High limit credit cards, gold card, platinum card, blue cash every day. I would say go for like the blue cash preferred or something, because that has like 5% cash back at restaurants, some crazy shit like that. But yeah, it's a good card. There's other cards, the green card. There's a lot of cards, but they pull Experian exclusively. Or maybe there's some Geo, like certain cities or states, they vary. But from where I am, they pull Experian exclusively. I know that for a fact. Then you can go somewhere like Bank of America. Bank of America also pulls Experian. You can go customize cash rewards. You can go, unlimited cash. They got the travel cards too, the Bank of America card. This one, where is it? Yeah, the premium rewards, or is it the travel rewards? One of these is like, I think this one is like a minimum credit limit of like $1,500 or something. This one, the premium rewards elite, is a minimum of $10,000. I think it's a Visa Infinite card. But it's a minimum $10,000, but it's a really hard card to get. So this is the type of stacking play I would advise you do once your credit is good. Once you have like a 700 credit score, once you maybe 750. Once you're in a good position with credit, you have no negatives, no collections, no late payments, none of that shit. Really high credit score. Go for a stacking play like that. I just showed you what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 credit cards. that you could potentially get all at the same time. You can get the Apple Card before any of this shit. Boom. And then when it's time to apply, get two from TransUnion. You can get three from Equifax if you're really savvy. You can get those two from Experian that I just showed you, and an extra one you can go to Chase. I've talked about Chase a bunch of times. Chase pulls Experian. Chase will approve you for a Sapphire card if you got a mid credit score. If you got a 650, I'm not gonna say 640 even though it's true. 650 with a decent credit profile, they'll approve you for a Chase Sapphire Preferred or Reserve. I've seen 630, 640, 660. Like between two scores, 660, 630, I've seen approval or pre-approval for Chase Sapphire Reserve, which is 10 bands. So I mean, again, so anyway, that's an example of a stacking play. Like I said, on the business side, it's a little bit different, but the idea is the same. But this is what people are doing to run up hella money. This is how you can get 100 bands in a year or less. This is how you can get 50K in 6 months. Like realistically, get $50,000 in 6 months. This is how you can do it. You get your credit right. 3 months, stack up some cards, or you just wait till 6 months and then you just fire off 6 credit card applications like that, or 7 or 8, depends on fucking how quick are you on the draw, right? But anyway, that's credit card stacking. If y'all got any more questions, leave comments, like and subscribe. YouTube, just stay focused. Y'all stay safe. I'm out.